friends, it's Kim back from Making Creative Memories in Time. Today I'm here working on my great nephew's NICU album, and I am using or inspired by this page maps sketch that I found on Pinterest. I'm going to change it up a little, but I really like this. It calls for 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 square photos. I am going to be using 4 by 6 that is trimmed down to 3 3/4 by 5 3/4. And then I'm not going to be doing this little embellishment. I'm not going to be doing the tag. So let's just dive in and see what happens. So as I stated, my nephew was born at 28 weeks. This picture is ready to go, but just for privacy, I covered it up. This is his little tiny foot, but I did cover this one, and once this video is over, I just used mint tape, and I can remove that with no damage. So I'm using an older kit called Sweet Safari, and it's from my stash. And I am going to get started with just a bright white base. This paper, I think it's like 10 by 8 1/4. So this one is 10 by 8 1/4. And I love this. While I'm getting this assembled, I want to take a moment to say thank you, my scrappy friends, for subscribing to my channel. It means the world to me that you're inspired, and that's all I want to do with this channel. I want to inspire you to just create. If you are not a scrapbooker but you want to get started, it's not as hard. Scrapbooking is fun and simple. It can literally be as detailed as you want it to be. It can be as elaborate. It can be as simple as you want it to be. Like right here, I could totally ink up all these edges to help this paper stand out. I am using a lot of color, and so I don't want to use the ink. These little strips were pre-cut from part of the kit that I'm using, and so I think these will be fun. And they are about maybe 3/4 of an inch high, and then I just trimmed that so that it would match this paper. So it's 8 1/4. I hope that's not crooked. And then I'm just going to flip my paper upside down so that I can do the right thing here. And this time I am going to flip it so that the scallops are going up. Now look how simple. Isn't that adorable, friends? I mean, absolutely adorable. The sketch has 3 1/4, 3 1/4, and again, I am choosing 4 by 6, 4 by 6, okay? So we're gonna do this little thing right here. Now what I wanna do with this, instead of having a banner here, I wanna tuck this so that this is a place to journal, but I also want a title there. But I do feel like this needs just something to help it stand out off of that page. So I'm going to pull in my Bluebird ink, and all I'm going to do to help this stand up off that page, I'm going to move that so I don't get any flicking. I'm just going to do what's called ink to paper, or at least that's what I call it. I don't know that there's a technical term for it, but I'm just taking the ink pad and rubbing the ink pad against the edge of that paper. And by doing that, see how that makes that stand out by doing that? So we're going to attach this little piece before we put our photos down. This is a super simple layout, friends. Super simple layout today. I want to create, but I don't have a lot of time to create today. So this one is going to be fast and simple. And so you see how that really helps define those edges on that yellow, that beautiful yellow paper. So now I can go ahead and I'm just going to adhere in the center because I've got some embellishment that's going to happen here and I don't know if I want to tuck or not. Let's see, I don't want this, so we may have to come back over this direction because I did really want that centered. Let's attach this one first. And I'm using repositionable adhesive, so that will be easy to pop this up, but just to make sure, I'm going to go ahead and peel my tape off just to make sure. And then let's get this about where I want it. Okay. And then I'm just going to go ahead and discard that. That way it won't be in my way here. And I think I want this just lined up right against that edge. Awesome. Okay, now before I start doing any embellishing, I am going to go ahead and stamp. Now, I have this stamp set that is, it's a card stamp set. And it says, "Welcome to the world, little wonder." That's going to be my title. I love this. And then there is, "You mean the world to me." I think I'm going to stamp that little sentiment somewhere. Now, I want to stamp this. I'm probably going to stamp this in black. There's a little bit of black down here with the toucan, but my journaling, I'm afraid if I stamp it in blue, it's going to be too overpowering. I'm afraid if I stamp it in red, it's going to be too overpowering. If I stamp it in Sundance or Lagoon or Avocado, it's not going to show up. So we're going to stamp this in just black. And I thought I had my black ink out, but I did not. So I'm going to stick this foam right under, just so I get, and I'm going to pull it a little bit closer to me, just so I get a good push. Now, my stamp is already on my block, and I'm just going to rub one more time. This stamp has never been used, and this process is called seasoning. And no matter where your stamps come from, if you order from scrapbook.com, no matter where you order from, if you're using like an acrylic or a polymer stamp, you want to ensure that there is no like sticky gumminess on your stamp, because if you do, you're not going to get a good crisp stamped image. And so now we're going to stamp "Welcome to the World, Little Wonder." I'm just going to hold that and let that absorb into the card. Sometimes I like a big flashy title. Now, that stamp's right over that banner, and I'm okay with that because I wanted to fill this area. And as busy as this is, I did not want to try to do what it showed in the sketch and put a tag. So it may, like from your perspective, it may look like it's a little bit difficult to see, but I love it. I love it. So let's keep moving on, friends, and do our embellishing. Can you believe the way that I scrapbook and as slow as I am at times? We are moving on today. So up in this corner, I want this cloud, but to really help this cloud stand up off the page, we are going to put some foam behind it. So I'm just using my little powder tool, and then we are going to come right in with some foam. And this foam is not the thin, this is a little bit thicker foam. And that's what we're going to use today. a little bit thicker. It's going to help it stand up and give a little tiny bit more dimension. Just making sure I couldn't see that foam tape from behind. And then I'm only going to pull the backing off of one piece. And we're going to put that cloud. And because it's etched in that little stitching, you're really going to be able to see that cloud, okay? And then I think down here in this corner, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to use this cute as a button. I'm going to use one little piece of foam because it's going to overlay right on the photograph. So we're going to do this cute as a button. I'll fold that back a little so you can see what that looks like. And I think I want this little individual heart right here. And let's do a little star right there. And then let's remove the star. You know me, this is the part where I like to have fun, but then it also, I'm all over the place trying to get it done, right? So let's put this little arrow. That can be like a date. I apologize if you can hear my little girl back there. So isn't that cute? We're just going to leave that folded up so you can see what that looks like. And then up here, I think I want to pull in this poofy. This is just a poofy rainbow. And we're going to put this poofy rainbow right over that rainbow. I think that'll be cute. And then, let's see. There is a really cute little toucan. Maybe we can let the little toucan sort of be right here where our journaling is going to be. And maybe this little star can go up here. The hearts really don't go with the cloud, but I like the hearts. They really don't go with the cloud. And I don't know, let's just play with these arrows. The blue arrow is going to show up cute. Doesn't really go with the cloud either, but I think it's cute. I think it's cute. So I've got one more little stitched star. And just because I pulled it doesn't mean I have to use it. I really think that's all I need, friends. I think this page is finished. Talk about super fast. But I'll tell you something I think I want to do to this page. I think I want to give myself a little room here. I think I want to do some faux stitching on this page. And maybe you've seen me do this before. Let me make sure this is not going to be in my way. So when I do faux stitching, I like to start at the upper corner. And this is just me. I like to put my pinky out and let it drag. And so what I'm going to do, I'm not using a ruler or anything. This is just freehand. So it's going to be what it's going to be. But I'm just going to come down the page and do some stitch marks. And I'm going sort of close to the edge of the paper. You can definitely, if you are afraid to try this, if this is new to you, you can definitely lay a ruler down. And that way you know that your stitch lines are straight and they are the same distance away from the edge of the paper, if that's what you want to do. I sort of like the organic feel of it being a little all over the place. And let me pull that up so you can see. See that? I love it. So I'm going to finish the rest off camera and I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so my stitching is finished all the way around. What do you think about that? And I do think I am going to come back with this little stamp that says, "You mean the world to me." And I think I am going to pop that right up here, right under, because this doesn't have, like, there's not going to be a lot of journaling. This is just going to be just a little bit of information about where we are in our NICU journey and how he had grown at that point. And by the way, if you've been following me, you may know, and then for those of you who don't know, if you're new here, my great-nephew was due to be born on October 26, 2024, and instead he was born by emergency C-section on August 9th, 2024. He spent 90 days in NICU. He is out, and he is doing wonderful. Oh, I love it. I think that just finishes that title off beautifully. Welcome to the world, little wonder. You mean the world to me. Oh, I love it. And you know what? I do think that little toucan, I think he needs something. So let's pull. I don't know that a yellow star is going to show up there, but because it's next to a red, let's pull a little star right there. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, this page is finished. Now, this is busy paper, and that's why I wanted this cloud popped up. That's why I wanted the poofy rainbow there. The heart stickers, I felt like it needed something up in that corner, and I feel like that blue. So, we've got a little to draw your eye around the page. We've got a little cluster here. We have this happening, and then this cute little cluster right here. So that is it for today, friends. Super fast, super simple, but yet there is one more story documented in the NICU album. Be sure to like and subscribe and make sure that you hit the notification bell so that whenever I post new content, you get notified. Until next time, happy scrapping.